Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Eador Genesis New Horizons modded. And in particular, welcome to the final video in this playlist until or unless the developers of the New Horizons mod can remove the AI hyper-leveling bug. It's such a shame that we have to call it quits, but in all truth, everyone, as you know, I'm not having any fun deciding to cheat in the end. It's very time-consuming to cheat. And it just robs this game of everything I liked about it because I am, in fact, cheating. But we're going to have some fun here in the final video. Then I'll give my final thoughts on Eador Genesis New Horizons. I've played it enough that I think I can give you a review on it. And then that's it for us. Alright, everyone, so let's get started. So, I think the thing we should probably do is look at all our heroes, see what they've gained by me giving them 2,000 total experience points, go over all their units and their equipment and their spells, and then we'll end the round and do a few battles, maybe 5-6 fights or so, and then that will do it for us. We'll call it quits on the shard as of then. So let's get started with the fun stuff, shall we? So first we have the mighty Ralcor, who, holy crap, he was still able to beat armies that he had no business beating. We beat 2 level 30 heroes with super high leveled units. I think it really lucked out that I had chosen Ralcor, and I made him a great chieftain. It helped that he had some decent units as well when we went against Oinor's force. It's a shame in the end that we have to cheat to win, because that's what the AI is doing. But I'm already going on tangents. Let's take a look at our great chieftain. So first, let's look at him himself. So just in case you've forgotten, this is what a great chieftain gains. He gains increased health plus 20. He possesses Battle Frenzy 8, which is going to be difficult for him to benefit from, given his high defense and range defense now. He also gains round attack, which I think lets him attack every single enemy around him. Well, every single unit, including allies, for some extra stamina. He uses the cost of all the troops by 25%. I think it's just gold. And they gain experience faster, earning 35% extra experience points. You can see all his skills over here, so I'm not going to go over what I took as I leveled him. And by the way, okay, so let's stop and talk about cheat engine for a tiny bit as well. So there's two ways, at least 2 ways, in which I could go about leveling my units. I could give them their levels, I could give them whatever stats I want. But I prefer, instead, just giving them experience points. So what I did for my units, and I made a mistake, I gave them 12,000 experience points each, or at least most of them. I meant to give them 1,200, so they wouldn't all be level 30. But I did not do that. It was an accident, but it's way too late now. I am not going to undo it. And so what this means is that the heroes are the levels at which they were. So, for example, this is a guy who I gave 12,000 experience points to, but I haven't leveled him yet. When he earns any experience points, he will gain the ability to spend all of his experience points, and he will probably level to level 30. This Guardian of Souls, this Treant, this Shapeshifter, and these 2 elves are ready to be leveled. The rest of them have already leveled. Why do I have a mixed army? And I'm sorry about this, everyone, but I need to explain how things work with the cheat engine. Well, I gave myself several different units instead. I gave myself an elf mistress, I gave myself an elf forest keeper, I had given myself a single shapeshifter, and 2 new elves. But I didn't realize until after I had leveled the army that any elven units that you give yourself through the cheat engine, they don't get to pick a path. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Here is our elf, right? I'm going to go ahead and, I think we'll make him a spearman instead. There we go. Cheat engine. Isn't it amazing? So now let's remake him back into an elf again. Nope, not gonna work. One second, everyone. Sorry. Where are you, elf? Elf. There we go. Note that my elf is level 1. Oh! And he still has the Path of Fire. Interesting. Okay, well, then I'll have to describe what was going on, I suppose. When I had used the cheat engine to give myself these units, they didn't have any paths on them. And none were selectable. You'll have to just take my word for it. The elves could not choose Path of Fire or Path of Wind. My shapeshifter could not choose Path of Agility or Path of Power. My Forest Keeper couldn't choose Path of Earth or Path of Air. And I had an elf mistress, and she could not choose Path of Stars or Sun. So because that's a big nerf to them, I dropped those units, picked up new elves and a new shapeshifter by purchasing them, which let me pick a path, and now they're ready to be leveled. But alas, I cannot show you the Forest Keeper or the Elf Mistress because they are significantly weaker through the cheat engine, as opposed to if I had purchased them first from a building and then given them to my army. I am working towards building at least a Forest Keeper structure. Once I build a monastery, I think this will, well, we need the tier 3 citadel constructed, but then he'll show up, I'll purchase him, and maybe we can actually see what he is like. But anyway, I'm trying to explain why some of my units are only level 1 or level 4, etc., why they're so lower level. Alright, so in any case, we have a few units that need to be leveled up, and let's take a look at the units I gave him now. So he has 2 Ikarai. Okay, so first, Ralcor is leading a good aligned army. I wanted one of my armies to have a good troops, another army to have evil troops, another army to have neutral troops. So we've seen Ikarai before. We have a bard as well, and look at all the spells he gets. We'll take a look at our units together when we're in a combat. We have a grand healer, 2 pathfinders, a luminary, a champion, an arisen luminary, a guardian of souls, and a treant over here for Ralcor. For his spells, I gave him Word of Life, dropping Restoration from him. Here's Galvin. He is using the neutral army. I gave him 3 beaters, Lizardmen archers. We have a normal Lizardman here, mostly for his interception, so he can take hits for anything around him. And he's got decent hit points and decent range defense to hopefully keep those units alive. We have 2 plague shooters. I decided to give this army, it was going to be Ratman, Ratman and Lizardmen. But I ended up giving him a few other odds and ends too. We have a Bog Warrior, again, mostly for interception. This way he can help keep everything else alive. We have 2 Shadow Claws. They're interesting, actually, but not as strong as I had thought they were going to be. Their range attack in particular is not very damaging. We'll take a look at him a little bit more when we get into the actual battles. A single Plague Warrior as well, here at rank 2. I have a Trebuchet, a tier 3 of a siege engine. Look at that. That looks amazing. A Wyvern for some monstrous use. We have a Spirit Talker. I've always been curious as to what the Spirit Talker does, so I went ahead and took him, and we'll take a look at his spells and what have you when we're in combat. And a Grey Overlord. I gave my Grey Overlord also a medal to counteract his morale penalty. I didn't realize that the Ratmen, the high-ranked Ratmen, they don't have tolerance, which I found interesting. I would have preferred all Ratmen to have tolerance as a part of them. For Galvin himself, he is a gang leader, and he is level 29. He gains looting skill increased by 6. He receives 50% more gold when plundering provinces. His ability is increased by 2. And all his allies' speed is increased by 1. Wow, that's amazing. He's using a flaming bow. He's got some arrows to go along with it, completing that set. He's got a Pendant of Mastery, which gives him skillful spellcaster, reducing the stamina cost of any spells he casts by 2. It also gives him +1 resistance. He is using the Unicorn set. The Unicorn set gives him resistance and morale, I believe. Or is it just... actually, it's mostly resistance is the special thing about the Unicorn set. But you can see the combined set bonuses down below. That range attack +4 right there at rank 5. That's very nice. Interesting that gives attack and counterattack as well. I suppose it's light armor? I guess this is supposed to be used by a adventurer. Because he could swap out to use a melee weapon if he wanted to instead. He's using a Manticore belt because it gives him +1 range attack and +1 initiative. We've got a ruby bracelet for that stamina and hit points. Still using a blacksmith bracelet because of the item maintenance. It doesn't really matter thinking about it. I could just make sure that none of his equipment ever gets damaged ever. But I was lazy. Topaz ring, a few more ruby rings, and a diamond ring for some more defense. Over here in his inventory, we have an Arrows of Death I gave him, as well as another Fire Arrows. And he just beat up an enemy hero, which is why he has these two things. Oh, and the looting. All his looting let him take Morgenstern from the enemy hero. Of course, you can see all his stats over here as well, which help his army somewhat. Oh, his spells as well. Mass Haste, Celestial Shield, and Restoration were given to him, as well as Swiftness and Magic Weapon. Restoration heals 12 hit points. Celestial Shield increases the defense of all range defense of all targets by 4 and gives him +1 resistance. And Mass Haste, speed of all friendly use increases by 2 for 3 turns. And I think they also recover 1 stamina each turn as well. And last we have Arzang. As a Master Necromancer, undead 70 powers increased by 6. Concentration increased by 2. Raising undead consumes 50% fewer gems, doesn't matter to us. And we can make undead 1 rank stronger than the skill normally allows. We are allowed only 3, so we are allowed to create rank 4 undead, which means ghosts or vampires, for example. You can see all his skills over here as well. 1 point logistics, mostly for the siege, before I realized, wait, I don't care about that with him. And maneuverability, stamina, most of his army doesn't benefit from that, but it was for the mobility. Let's cover his army. He's got some Reapers. He has 1 level 30 Reaper, 1 level 0 Reaper, just because this was a skeleton that, when it leveled up, chose Reaper as an upgrade. We have a Bone Spearman, a Zombie, and 2 Mummies. A Cadaver, which is an upgraded version of the Ghoul. 2 Skeletons of Doom. And we have a Lord of Darkness to help the Skeleton of Doom. We have an Adept as well. I went ahead and hired our wonderful Adept that we had found a, a scroll for. We have a Banshee, which is an upgraded Ghost, and she is amazing. She is terrifying. I love her. A Guardian of Darkness, a Dark Elf, because I would never ever take a Dark Elf normally, given how difficult it is to actually find Dark Elves and get them to join you. We'll take a look at him and see what he's able to do when we enter the combat. He looks pretty awesome, though. And a Beholder. We could have chosen something boring, like a vampire, but you're probably familiar with vampires anyway. They're in the base game, to my recollection. So a Beholder will be new, and he's leveled up to level 30, so we'll take a look at everything that he's got on him. As for his spells, we have a Summon Narna, Raise Reaper, 2 Raise Skeletons, and Undead Regeneration, and I could swear everyone this doesn't actually do anything. I can't even cast Undead Regeneration. We'll take a look when we get into combat with him. Magic Armor, a Haste, an Astral Energy. He's got a Raise Ghoul, 2 Raise Skeletons of Doom, Hallucination and Restoration. Nothing really new here. Because I don't want to record like several of these videos in regards to my cheating heroes, I decided that I wanted to see what these units do more than what spells do for Arzang. We do have Necromancer's Cry. He loses 13 hit points, and all friendly units gain a second turn. Only works on the undead. So that's going to be most of his army. We have a Raise Spectre, which is, I think, an upgraded Ghost. A Nightmare spell. I went ahead and took the one we had. And Mass Suicide, because I hated when the AI used that on me. So I figured, oh, why not? He's a Necromancer. He's all about death. And plus, I did build the... whatever school this was that lets me have the purple spells. So that made sense to me to take that as well. And originally, I was giving him the Warlock's Wand and the Book of Necros, but I found a much better item for him. So we'll take a look at that in a few seconds now. He has an Amulet of Ages for spell... Well, actually, looking at this now, this is useless to him. Because I don't care about spell cost. So it's 1 resistance negation. A Cloak of Rain for that swap knowledge. I just want him to be thematic. He's not going to struggle at all. Gloves of Incarnation, yeah, he has most of that set. Which actually is weak, now that I looked at it. I should have given him something different, but, we'll still win. A Diamond Bracelet for a little bit of defense. It's the only defense he has is coming from this Diamond Bracelet for 1 ranged, 1 normal defense. Necromancer's Ring for undead summoning power. 2 Ruby Rings for the stamina and hit points. He's using a Her Skills Bracelet, which actually is useless to him, now that I look at it. I should have given him 1 more piece of the set, which I did not do. And he's using Heskel's Banner. His entire army is gaining 5 hit points, 3 attack, 3 counterattack, 3 defense, 3 range defense, and 2 resistance. That is broken. That is amazing. Necromancer's Hood, and that's him. Alright, everyone. So, I'm going to quickly save this part. There we go. Now we don't have to re-record it. And I'm going to go ahead and do some quick maintenance. It's going to be all of this deleted. Alright! I've been trying to record this part for like the past hour. Oh, and speaking of hours, it took me 2 hours to cheat this way. It takes a lot of time to use the cheat table to give you the heroes you want. Sorry, the things you want, and then to level the way that I am choosing to do so. It requires even more time. I originally kept all the... I had a video where I showed all but the picks I was taking for all my units. It took like 45 minutes to level all my armies. It was stupid. No one wants to watch that. Alright, so Ralcor's walking into an enchanted pool to kill the poor things that are there. Arzang is marching over in this direction to kill some recruits that Oinor has. Galvin's coming over here to explore and assist. And Oinor offered peace to us. I'm pretty sure it's because he's... Oh, I was about to say he's fighting Viennetta, but I don't see them at war here. But I'm pretty sure Viennetta is conquering his territories. Oh, we should always upgrade our buildings, especially because I'm no longer worried about money at all. As you can see, I have the game set to always keep my levels at 80,000 for my gold and 80,703. I don't know why I have that gem total, but I totally do. So this huge cost, that doesn't matter at all. Oh, and by the way, yes, it is horrifically expensive to run these armies. Alright, let's go ahead and end our turn. Time to do a few battles. We will level a few of my units on screen, and then we'll call it. It's such a so it's such a shame the problems with New Horizons. One thing save that, Tim, until you're talking about until you're reviewing it at the very end of the video. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. Oh, let's go ahead and kill them. Gives us a chance to go ahead and see how powerful we are. Alright, so let's see. Reaper's in the front, Beholder can stay in the back. Let's do something like this. The only problem with big armies like this is that they stumble over each other in their attempt to reach the enemy. Okay, that's good. Let's, so you're float, so you don't benefit from hills. Let's do something like this. Alright! Let's start. So, we're going to go ahead and look at all these units now. So here's our Cadaver. He's immune to, well, he's undead, so he has all the standard undead defenses. Doesn't lose any morale when he would normally lose morale. Doesn't lose any stamina. Is unaffected by hit point loss, which affects his attack or his stats. He has Force March. I didn't even know Cadavers have Force March. That's interesting. He can slip in. And Force March is free, because it doesn't cost any stamina for him to use it. My Cadaver has Poison Weapon 5. He has Poison Flesh. So if anyone stands next to him, they also begin getting their... they begin being hit by poison damage as well. Intimidation, just 1 point. Lowers morale 1. Immune to Frost. Immune to Poison. He has Atrophy, so enemies struck will lose stamina over time. And if he eats a corpse, he'll heal 20 hit points. We've seen Skeletons of Doom before. First Strike, Intimidation 3. Mass Attack. Unit attacks all enemies in adjacent tiles. This, I feel, is broken. Like, there's no reason to give him this. None. I don't know why you would give him this. Or rather, by that I mean developers, modders. Why did you give your the Skeleton of Doom this? This makes him incredibly powerful. He's already really stupidly strong for a tier 2 unit. This is broken. He has Soul Stealing, so he'll restore 3 hit points whenever he heals. Wounding Spikes 3, so whenever anyone strikes him, they'll take 3 hit points and they'll bleed those hit points for 2 turns. And he does more damage against the forces of good. He has incredible defenses and magic resistance and good hit points. Skeletons of Doom are amazing. Broken. They're broken. And this guy I don't think is any different. At least not that different. Move up 1. Our zombie moves up. We know all about zombies. We know about reapers as well. We know about mummies. Actually, maybe we don't know about mummies. So this guy drains stamina. He regenerates hit points very slowly. He can cause fever, which decreases their defenses. He has putrefaction. It can't. The unit cannot be healed as long as this lasts, and this lasts for 10 flippin' turns, basically the length of combat. And Hex as well, lowering his the enemy's armor and resistance. Another Reaper. Bone Spearman, we've seen Bone Spearman before. This Bone Spearman has 14 flipping range attack. I didn't realize it, but when they level up at the higher levels, they can get like +3 to their range attack strength. Jesus, they are really, really strong. Here's our Adept. We've seen Adepts before. He restores 3 ammo whenever he meditates. Magic Shot. He ignores 7 points of the target's ranged magic defense. This is sick. Just how strong he is. Remember that I gave him Tolerance. And he reduces the enemy's resistance by 5 points when he strikes it. We can move up our Guardian of Darkness. So let's look at him together. First Strike, he recovers 4 stamina whenever he rests. At least my guy does at level 30. He has a Magic Shot. He has Forced March. Hill's Knowledge 1. Parry 8. He's going to be really difficult to hurt with that first melee attack. Hex 4 on my guy, so that will lower their armor. And so that's their defense, their range defense, and their resistance by 1 for 4 turns in this case. Vigilance. So if someone tries to attack him, even if they're agile, he still gets his counterattack. Which means with First Strike, he still gets to attack first. Crippling Strike reduces the target's speed by 1 for 2 turns. He has Wizard Mastery. Unit can use a spell ability on himself without spending a turn for it. Oh, that's nice. Can we cast a spell then right now? Oh, we can cast Shadow Form. I forgot we even had that. Let's take a look at Shadow Form. Unit is incorporeal and possesses Agility, Bloodlust 2, Magic Strike, and can inflict a crushing blow, ignoring half of the target's resistance to the attack. Unit's resistance is reduced by half and loses 3 morale each turn. Unit loses its First Strike and Vigilance and cannot shoot. Oh, I don't want that. Oh, it's too late. We've cast it. Okay. I saw the ability and clicked on it. So now we have Crushing Blow 4. We have Incorporeal. Because we're Incorporeal, we can't be webbed. We can't be petrified. We can't be webbed. We've seen most of this stuff before. All right, so we can't move you again. Can I haste you? Speed you up a little bit. Here's our Banshee. Standard undead defenses. She's flying, so she can move wherever she wants on the battlefield. Magic Strike. Soul Stealing 13. That's disgusting. She'll heal 13 hit points whenever she kills a unit in combat. She's incorporeal, so she has standard incorporeal defenses. And Banshee's Howl. Drains health and reducing the morale and speed of all living creatures within 2 tiles. Magic resistance and magic immunity offer no protection from the spell, has no effect on the undead and mechanical units. We'll just throw her up here. She has a huge amount of defense and range defense, so I'm not worried about her whatsoever. We've seen our Skeleton of Doom before. He has Word of the Lord, which is really nice, helps all undead, giving them more attack and counterattack. In fact, I think we'll move 1, 2, and then use it. And then we have our Mighty Beholder. So, a Beholder. Let's look at him together, because when I was using him, he was level 4. I didn't really know what he did, so let's look at him together. So he floats. He does not shoot. Oh, sorry, does not have flying. Why did I say he does not shoot? I think because I was looking at Magic Shot next. So he floats, doesn't fly. That means he can't end his turn over mountains or lakes. But it also means that he's unaffected by the terrain of swamps, hills, or what have you. Magic Shot, which doesn't surprise us. He has Forced March. Okay, Forced March. He lowers the stamina of the unit he hits by 1. My guy has Poison Shot 2, so they'll take poison damage over time. He regenerates 2 hit points each round. He lowers the morale of the unit he strikes by 1. In melee, he has Intimidating Shot, so he lowers the morale of a unit he strikes in ranged by 2. Soul Stealing 5, so if he kills a unit, he'll heal 5 hit points. Round Attack. That's only against melee. He lowers the ranged defense of a unit by 1 for 2 rounds. Oh, sorry, by 2? I think that's by 2 for 3 rounds. He ignores 2 points of the enemy's resistance. Hex lowers the enemy's armor and resistance by 1 for 6 turns. He has Tolerance, so he doesn't mind being in this army. Immune to frost spells. He heals 3 ammo whenever he kills it. And heals 3 ammo? He replenishes 3 ammo whenever he kills a unit with his range attack. I think, or is it melee? Melee, with a melee attack. He has Crippling Shot, reduces the movement's speed by 1 for 2 turns. He can cast the Stone Crust spell on an enemy using ammo if he wants to, basically petrifying it. I like that. That's very Beholder-ish. Damage Aura, so melee attacks reduces the target's resistance by 1. Same thing with his Astro Ammo, reduces the target's resistance by 1 for 3 turns. Fire attacks, you set something on fire for a little bit of 2 damage over 3 turns. He can wound an enemy with his range attack, causing it to bleed for 2 turns for 1 round. His attacks cause atrophy, lowering their stamina. He can petrify people. He has Thaumaturgy to reduce the defense of units that he casts his Stone Crust on. Rather, they benefit a little less from their resistances, if they have any. He can dispel effects if he wants to, and he can restore a unit that was mind controlled back to its owner for 5 ammo. So he's interesting. He does decent damage. He has a bunch of small special effects. And his Dispel and Order can be helpful to keep your army under your control if you're fighting someone who has mind controlling spells. There's a whole lot to remember that he has, but the general idea is that, from what I can tell at least, it seems as if he afflicts an enemy with all sorts of miscellaneous status effects. A little bit of fire, a little bit of bleeding, etc., and all of it adds up. My parents are gonna kill everything. Nice. So he is hexed. So he has... Yep, so he's been lowered 1 resistance. He's bleeding for 1 damage. Is that right? 1 hit point every turn for 2 turns. He can't be healed. His defense, his range defense, his resistance, and his normal defense is lowered by 1. He moves 1... His movement has been reduced by 2-1 for 2 turns. He's lost 2 points of ranged defense for 3 rounds. Is that right? Oh, no, for 2 rounds. Sorry about that. He's on fire, and he's poisoned. That was nice. I will say that of all the tier 4s, the Beholder is not that strong, truth be told. He's more of a support class. I still, with that in mind, I do like him a lot. I like it because he's not a dragon, for example. He's not super powerful, oh my god, broken unit. He's very strong. He's very, very strong. But he's not insurmountable to kill for a tier 4. Congratulations, Reaper. I'll give you a hit point. I'll give you a medal. We have plenty of money. Alright, Ralcor, let's go ahead and do a battle with you. I need to keep my little guys alive if I can. By that I mean all my low-level units. My 2 elves and this guy. He does 12 points of magic damage. That is enough. It's not quite enough to kill my elf. But we can move here and web him. Yeah, we're just going to be charging up. That's him. They have, what's their movement on a griffin? 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, they can't quite reach me, so we can plink him. We'll take a look at what my units do probably in the next battle with that we use whatchamacallit with. Oh, but we will look at the Bard, I suppose, right now, because I'm going to use him. So he has the Mockery spell. We've seen this before. Lowers the target's stamina by 2 every turn for 3 turns. Dash. So we can, at the cost of morale, you can have a unit go, actually go again. Let's actually do that. That's extraordinarily strong. He has the morale spell as for inspiration. Hero's Ballad. It restores stamina and morale to all friendly units for 3 ammo. And Scorn. Reduces the counterattack, defense, and range defense of a friendly or enemy creature, but increases their attack. For our champion, there's not too much about him. He does good damage, good counterattack, has good defenses as well. Charge 4, he does a lot of damage if he can move the entire distance to attack an enemy. First Strike as well as Smite Evil 1. +1 hit point, and we will grab Defensive Tactics 3. Alright, so this was the part I cut out because of how long this takes. We're going to level the 4 units, I think, in Ralcor's army which have leveled. So our elf's going to get a range attack, an ammo, elven marksmanship. We'll give him 2 morale, range defense, precise shot, stamina, sniper shot. The unit has studied the special ability that expends some stamina to increase its range by 1. Oh, that's very nice. We'll give you that. +1 ammo, +1 ammo, range attack, hit point. Elven marksmanship, hit point. Is your resistance just 3? Let's give you another resistance. Morale, stamina. I will give you a first aid, hit point. Ooh, 2 hit points. Defense, stamina +2, 1 ammo, range defense, armor, willpower, 2 range attack, and your final upgrade will be a hit point. Our other elf, +1 ammo, forest knowledge. Oh, we have a melee choice. I don't like these on my elves. Counterattack, I suppose. What's your stamina? Just 10. Stamina, range attack, first aid. Ooh, flaming arrows +1 or elven marksmanship. Let's take flaming arrows. Range defense. Sniper shot or elven marksmanship. Let's take elven marksmanship. More elven marksmanship. Range defense. I think I'd rather have a hit point on you. Hit point. Resistance. Range defense. Resistance plus 2. Another resistance. Precise shot. 2 stamina. A hit point. More flaming arrows. Armor. Stamina. You have a lot of resistance already. You also have 3 forest knowledge, so you don't need more forest knowledge. Resistance. Hit point. What's your morale? 12? But I really want 1 attack. 2 morale. Plus 1 ammo. Stamina. And a stamina. Our shapeshifter will gain... What's your stamina, sir? 10? I do like precise strike on you, though. Precise strike. What's your morale? 13? Morale. Stamina's more important. I like my units having like 13 or 14 stamina before they hit level 20, if I can get them that high. Generally through medals will help out, but because we're not probably going to gain any medals with these guys, we will instead have to do it through the level ups. Agility. What's your resistance? 3. We'll give you a hit point. Counterattack. Round attack. A special ability allowing the unit to spend some stamina to strike all the enemies in the neighboring tiles. Oh, it is only enemies. Okay, so that affects Ralcor as well. I didn't realize it was only enemies. An attack, a defense. Stamina. Counterattack. I guess we can give you entanglement immunity just to clear it as a level up choice. Plus 1 stamina. Willpower. A hit point. Counterattack. 2 hit points, probably better than 1 range defense. Speed plus 1. Upkeep is useless because I'm cheating, so I will not run out of money. Health. First aid. Defense. Attack plus 2. I really wish he had more attack options when he leveled. Resistance. 3 morale or 1 hit point. I guess 3 morale. Ooh, 3 stamina or 2 counterattack. 3 stamina, 2 counterattack. The last upgrade, 2 defense. Our Guardian of Souls that we didn't even use. I guess, what's your counterattack? Do you have parry? Parry 4. Let's give you more parry. What's your 17 morale? Wow. Defense, health. Hunter of Undead. The unit is taught to inflict additional damage to the undead. Let's take that. What's your range defense? 12 already. Recuperation. Change weapon. The unit changes to its second weapon, dealing magic damage. Interesting. Let's take that. Oh, one second, everyone. Someone at the door. Alright, sorry about that. I was expecting a package, and it came today. Oh, as I drop my headset on the ground. A Freelancer came in. Yep, I've re-got the Freelancer game because my family loves playing space games, and Freelancer can be played co-op. My plan is to set up a server for my family to play it. It should be fun. Let's go back to this. So we gain another level. Let's grab a ranged defense. Attack. I guess a resistance. Stamina. You don't really need defense, but you also have good stamina already. Let's give you a counterattack. Ooh, range defense 2 or plus 1 attack. Both are good options. Let's give you an attack. I guess we'll give you a resistance. Hit points. Health. Stamina. Recuperation. Counterattack. Defense. Oh, wow. Willpower plus 2 for 2 more resistance and 2 more morale, or Hunter of Undead, which will increase the damage he does against undead by another 1. Let's take willpower. Attack 3. Attack 2. 3 hit points. Defense. Strength. Defense. Hey, I like the upgrades he gets at the higher level. That's fun. Our Mighty Treant. I have no idea even how you make these things. Let's take a look at his upgrades. And what does he do? He counts as a siege unit. Can't be bled. Can't be entangled. Has an entangle spell. Heals lots of hit points if he just stands still. Does huge amounts of counterattack damage. Jesus. Wow. 28 and 19 attack. Wow, he is strong. Well, let's start by giving you stamina. I guess we'll give you defense. Counterattack. First aid. What's your resistance? 6. Let's give you another one. Well, you don't have poison immunity normally. Really? Let's give you poison immunity. Attack. Health. Defense. I always like Stunning Blow for that stamina reduction. Counterattack. Attack. I guess defense. Attack. Stamina. Attack. Hit points. Hit points. 2 defense or 1 counter? I guess defense. What's your morale? 14? Let's give you some morale. Health. Ooh ho ho! I think I'd rather have the 3 stamina. 3 attack. And scale mail is our reward. I forbid the trees to be cut down. Some other time, maybe. I'll think about it. Alright! Woo! So this guy is basically just... he's really difficult to chew through. He's got a good amount of counterattack with huge amounts of defense and range defense. I guess you put a haste on him, have him use his forced march, and throw him up there, and make the enemy hopefully attack him. And if they just ignore him, he's got a good attack strength here at level 27. Alright, well, let's do a few more battles then. So, let's just declare war on Viennata. I'll march you up here, Raukor. And then Arzang, you'll move over here. You'll move over here, Galvin. And we'll just wrap up Oinor. We'll only do like another 2 or 3 battles, everyone. Or turns, and then that'll do it. There's... the unfortunate part about having such powerful armies is that there isn't really much to see. Where the reason why we're losing to the enemy AI is not because they have super strong tier 3 units. Their units are only tier 1, or maybe tier 2. The problem is that they just have all this experience points, which makes them difficult to chew through. You know we're gonna fight you. Is that a hill? That's a hill. We should give our leader the hill. Why not, right? We have infinite money. Let's go ahead and move you up 1. We can just fly you right up in the swamp, which is where I think you want to be. No, you don't have any swamp stuff. So this guy is this big, he's a big old brute. He does a lot of poison damage and so on. But he's basically a flying, high damage dealing, poison dealing, regenerating. Does he regenerate? He does not regenerate. He does have necrophage though. So that guy's dead. He is now poisoned and is basically ineffective at combat. You move up 1. So, our centaur, he's got armor-piercing shot, which... so these are spells that give this ability to other people. Thick fog uses most of his ammo, but makes it so that no one can shoot. That's amazing. That, especially if you know you're going up against like an enemy tactician. Holy crap! Just one of these guys shuts down that army. That's amazing. Deals 10 physical damage to the target. Oh, wow! Just bam! 10 physical damage. This is, I guess, the same thing as Triple Blade, in a way. And double shot. But exceeds... oh, but you know what? You know what doesn't use stamina? Our trebuchet. Oh, but I should have clicked the double shot ability, because he had it, and I totally did not click on it. 1, 2... and we'll summon our rat. Let's use... oh, I should use haste first. I forgot we even had that. because I still don't use haste. We'll just kill him. Let's pull you back. You can take the hits for us. And this guy, let's try some of his spells. Or let's look at them. Plague. Infects all living creatures within one tile with a disease. Okay, so they're going to lose hit points and stamina every turn. Wow. All attack attributes are lowered by 5 and speed reduced by 1. Good God, that's a nightmare. Most of his ammo is used on that, though. Leprosy Carrier. So grants an ally agility, makes them able to transmit leprosy in melee. And when they have leprosy, what happens? Loses 1 morale each turn. Fever Hotbed. This is a AoE that affects everyone. It gives them fever. I'm sorry, gives our allies fever, which reduces the enemy's attack and defensive stats, I believe. But those units will lose hit points. This gives allies atrophy. This gives them all leprosy. And we have Summon Rat Swarm, but I can't really put that down. We don't have the space. But casting a spell is free, so it's in so much that it doesn't cost me gems or anything, so we'll plague them, and that's good. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun in a way. I like cheating. I can see why the AI does it. Cheating's fun. You have nothing you have to worry about? Even a rat can kill someone. Disgusting. Oh, I love it. Oh, you know we're gonna fight them. The whole reason we're hoping we're playing this is just because we want to kill things. All right, that's not like it matters at all. Let's move you here. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's just go. So why not try one of my spells? Let's do... We can't raise a Spectre yet because we don't have any free slots. Let's Mass Suicide. Which is not very effective against Tier 1 low damage units, as you can see. Let's go ahead and have our Banshee, though, use a Banshee's Howl. We don't really need to use him at all. Like, it's so much that we don't need him to go Shadow Form whatsoever. Kill the only thing that's a threat to us over there. I thought you had a range attack. Oh, your range is only 3 with that attack. Oh, right. I forgot. You have magic immunity, don't you? Spell immunity. Right, so I can't put any spells on you either. But that also means you're immune to everything the enemy may want to put on you. Yeah, scared. Yeah, you should be. You should be. I guess we'll just kill it. You're a bloodthirsty monster, Lotaeri. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Yeah, sorry about this. It's just business, Viennetta. You would have done the same to me too. Right, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna slaughter her. So probably 2 more turns, everyone, and then that'll do it. If we see a hero for Viennetta, we'll try to kill her in particular. But then we'll call it a session. I could swap out my units for new units to show you guys those new units, but as you can see, it's not difficult. the enemy's not going to stand a chance against our armies because we're cheating. Which is the same way that I felt when the enemy waltzes up here with a level 30 vastly leveled hero and or units with it. I can't think of anything else. Most of the... Like, we don't need to cast any super spells with our Beholder, for example. And well, I guess the only thing it has actually is Stone Crust, so that doesn't really matter, Tim. Are there any other units? Anything special? I would have liked to have seen the Elven units upgraded with like the Elven Mistress with this Path of Stars or Sun. I'm not building buildings, which I definitely should do. Oh well. They're not running away? Well, let's go ahead and kill them then. 1, 2, 3, and we'll use a swiftness here. Charge! Oh. Kill their range unit, or one of them at least. This must be the mercenary guard. I thought this was the cavalry guard. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't reach me. This elf does not have sniper shot. This is the one that does. Okay, made a mistake there. Lowering his stamina a little. And I think that is all I will do. Alright, we can shapeshift our shapeshifter into his beast form if I want. But we'll hold off on that at the moment. Took a little bit of damage. We can pull you back and heal you. This guy does not have Vigilance, which means he can't counterattack. And this guy's not a threat to our army. Wow, even in the woods you took 4 damage? That's interesting. Let's heal you. Hey, we're here for the fighting, right? This is so broken. Who cares? Who cares? I have infinite money. Who cares? So, I guess we could talk a little bit about cheating and what have you. So, as fun as this is, and this is fun just because of how overpowered I am, this robs me of the joy of struggling in the game. Because I don't care about money. That means I don't have to worry about building buildings and managing my budget. I don't care about gems. I can cast my most powerful spells every single turn. I don't care about losing units. I can just give myself units again if I decide I lose something because I misplay. I don't care. Let's give myself something free. And it's boring. Or at least I find that sort of thing boring. Do you have swamp knowledge? You swamp knowledge 4. Oh, you should definitely stay in the swamp then. I'll just leave you there. Move you up 1. Atrophy and fever that guy. I think... Well, we don't even need to use double shot, do we? Move you up. Fever. It's fun to see what these units are capable of, but getting an army like this would take such careful planning and so much of it. Keeping your tier 1 units alive to level 30, that can be tough. As you've seen, we've lost many units during our normal play. We were doing pretty well until a level 30 hero showed up. And there's like nothing I need you to cast. Let's put Leprosy Carrier on you. Wow, diseases on lizardmen are actually really strong because they regenerate over time. This is broken. That's a backstab. Fever. Weaken you. Hey, precise shot medal. Let's just kill him. This is horribly broken. Oh, so I think we're probably gonna stop after this, everyone. This has been lots of fun. Oh, it's glorious. I love it. On that same note, it is horribly broken. Let's move you 2 up, and we will Word of the Lord. Discharge you up. Oh, you survived. Interesting. Let's use Stone Crust. Oh, we still have to be within range to use it. Okay, interesting. I'll just float you up then. Man, one ghost would do wonders of sucking up all the range shots of a ranged army. If the enemy's just going to use its ammo on her. Oh, that's tough. Like, they're not moving up to target something different. They're going to waste their shots on her. I find that interesting. Then again, they're doing something. Disgusting. I'll think about it. Alright, so this is pretty much over, everyone. We're just going to slaughter Eador. Here's his keep. We would then, oh, there's Viennetta, right? There's Viennetta. Let's see if we can fight Viennetta. We will do that once. We'll also go ahead and siege Eador and kill his heroes. And Godwin, you'll head back in this direction. Let's put some recruits, not recruits, like infantry here. And we'll build a outpost here and staff it with a unit. That home. And that's good. I don't know, maybe Viennetta has another strong army. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna matter because of just how much I've cheated. You see, I really view the cheating like this to be the same as if you're building the very particular buildings to give yourself access to powerful rituals. Because I'm just saving myself time from doing what inevitably must be done to counter the bug. It's either do this so that I never have to worry, I don't have to worry about the enemy AI, or it's Oh, well, hold on. Let me... I'm babbling. We have to go through so much work to build very particular buildings to counter this bug. And if instead I just rather just cheat flat out, it saves me all that time. And in the end, you get the same result. Well, no, Tim, no, you get a different result. Because at least there, you haven't activated cheat engine to give yourself these levels. But it's the same thing in my... Well, it's not the same thing in my mind, but it's similar. Because there's only one way to do it. We'll talk more about this in a little bit. Hold on. Let's go ahead and just... I'll destroy them. Too bad. We got this attack here. And we have plenty of hills. We just don't have very many ranged units to go on them. I should do something like this, Tim. Okay, that was like the only thing that's really a threat to us. Take away another one of their ranged options. Lest haste you. Hooah! There goes his morale. Let's use a nightmare spell. That puts that unit to sleep, and they lose, I think, morale and hit points each turn? And stamina, it looks like. Oh, I forgot he has attack all targets. Yep, broken. That's broken. This is so dumb. He's already so strong. Oh crap, a Banshee leveled up. He gave me +1 attack. Begin the siege. Forbidden trees to be cut down. Alright, Viennetta, we're coming for you. Over here, we will build us an outpost. We'll put a unit in it. We'll put some light infantry there. And I would like to fight Viennetta's big army, just to see what it's capable of. Oh, she's gonna just walk back and take all my lands behind me. We should still be able to win. Alright, one more turn, everyone. We'll do one more turn. But as you've seen, none of the guards are going to pose a threat to our super high-powered, cheating armies. And I don't think Viennetta's heroes themselves will do the same either. They were still more than a match for what we had. But not that we've cheated. Come on, Oenor. You gotta show up and save your castle. How's Oenor even level 30? You didn't have many provinces taken. Just let them leave. Ah, this is taking forever. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Oh, this is a pikeman guard, a patrolman guard. I think is what this is. Okay, I like this. I don't think we'll lose even a single unit. But it'll be a little tougher. So let's move you. Kill that unit. Let's give... Actually, we'll use Plague. Since they have all their range units here, that should really help us out. Now, we won't move up quite yet over there. We can atrophy. Actually, we can move you up one. This is okay. Let's summon a rat. So they'll take a hit for us. I'm probably being way overly cautious. Oh, we'll have you rest. Holy crap, little rat! That was nicely done. Let's get you into the swamp. Fever that guy. And that plague will make all of their range units ineffective. I don't think it's going to matter anyway. Should use backstab. I think my Shadow Claws have backstab. They do. Backstab 8. Oh. 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 Yeah, it's gonna take too long for me to catch Vina, everyone. So we're gonna stop here. So. I feel like this was this wasn't even required. You can see how powerful the armies are. I really wish we earned these units normally. And unfortunately, we won't get a good chance to really put them to the test unless I want to spend several hours on the shard delaying the inevitable outcome and looking for locations to do instead. And even then, nothing will be a match for us. So I think it's best that we just stop. So, on New Horizons, you had such good potential. So let's review New Horizons for a little bit, or at least let's talk about it. So, when I first started recording New Horizons almost a year ago, I had thought that the game had fixed this particular bug. This bug has been around for many, many years, and I think it was in the base game as well. I wanted to record Eador Genesis a few years ago, but this glitch existed, and I knew I would hate recording a game that had such a bad bug in it. I thought that when the developers mentioned that you can turn off the smart AI, that they meant that they had fixed this bug. But that's not the case. They merely is the wrong word. They had been tweaking the AI to play a little bit more like a human. So instead of charging all its units forward to engage you, when you fight the AI, it would hang back and cast spells and not move any units forward. Instead electing to cast all its spells or use all its ammo, and then it would still sit there. It would rather tie than move up and engage you. It waited for you to engage it most of the time. I thought that was interesting, but it does. Some battles are significantly easier if fought that way. So in the end, I did not use smart AI for my videos. But this hyperleveling glitch or bug still exists as well. And had I known that when I first started recording, and had I known especially that this would be the way the AI plays, or a bonus it gets, or how the bug affects it every single shard from now on, and probably every single hero for every single AI lord, this just robs the game of any, well, playability, in my opinion. At least for the campaign, or versing the AI. And by the AI, I mean fighting an AI lord. Someone who builds buildings like you do and hires heroes and such. The game is fantastic. The mod is great because of all the hundreds of options it gives you. It gives you all these choices, and your choices matter, and you can claim victory with whatever build you are going to attempt to do, assuming you are smart about it, right? You make good tactical decisions in combat, you build good units, you build buildings and or spells that help the heroes that you've chosen and the units or what have that you have purchased or that you've unlocked. You bring the right things with you to a shard, and it's wonderful. We could have chosen to be an evil overlord and one with dark elves or orcs or goblins. We could have chosen, like, if there was an Alkari, we could have started with Alkari, or Lizardmen, or some other army. And we could have picked different types of spells, and what I'm trying to get at is that you have all these... You get so much choice. And while some things are more overpowered than others, I think they've done a good job balancing New Horizons. I think some spells are still too strong, but it's not as bad as it was in the base Eador game. Spells like Astro Energy and Web were exceedingly strong in the first Eador Genesis. And the balance for that game I thought was, well, I'll be honest, I did not like the balance in the first Eador Genesis. I much preferred it in New Horizons. And if it wasn't for, and the problem with this bug is that all those choices that it gives you, throw out the window. They don't matter, because to beat the AI without activating Cheat Engine requires you building very specific buildings, or abusing the AI mechanic and how it decides to attack by, for example, using, what is the spell? If I go here, and I go here, like summoning a soul trap, which has a huge amount of defense. Just summon that next to a bunch of enemies, don't move anything forward, and the AI would attack it and lose all its stamina. And then you can move up and win. And you could use that against very high-powered, but not too high-powered enemies. So, like, not against a war elephant, but against enemies that can't bypass that defense. They'll eventually drain their stamina on that unit, and then you march up and you kill them. But that's not... That feels like that goes against the idea of the game. You are playing it, you are using some... You're taking advantage of how the AI decides to do battles, and not in a way that I would consider... How to describe it? A human opponent would never do that, right? They would ignore that soul creature and go after your army. But the AI won't. And so I kind of view that as abusing the game mechanics. Another thing you could do is you could build very specific tier 2 buildings. Like we built a monastery, a guards barracks, and a cavalry barracks. Nope. Can't do that. Not if you don't, if you want to try to beat the AI hyperlevel bug, you have to build instead a sorcerer's, I think, a sorcerer's building and the Assassin's Guild, so you get access to very particular rituals. And then you need to have decent gem income, so you can use those rituals. You also need to sucker the AI into attacking your provinces, so you can slaughter all their army with these rituals, and then march in with your army and hopefully annihilate them. And hopefully the AI doesn't also have powerful spells up its sleeve. But I don't like this either, because this means that all those choices for those tier 2 buildings, they're out the window. Oh, and by the way, I hope you're playing an evil overlord, because those units, those assassins and sorcerers, they're not going to like your army whatsoever, and they're a weaker unit because of it, because their morale takes a big penalty. And so because of these things, this forces you to build certain buildings, and thus you lose these choices. They don't matter in the end, all because of this bug. And so there's been a good amount of discussion, for what I can tell, on the Eador forums about this bug. But this bug has existed for years. People have asked it to be fixed, and either, from what I can tell, it cannot be fixed or it will not be fixed. I think it cannot be fixed in the end. And that's a shame, because this mod and this game combined is almost the best turn-based strategy game I have played. But because it exists, unfortunately, it is far from it. You cannot beat the campaign without cheating or abusing the game mechanics. That sucks. That really sucks. And I don't know, it's such a pity because of how close to perfect or perfection the game is, right? It's not a perfect game. Even if the hyper-leveling glitch didn't exist, there's still problems with the game. But those problems are so small compared to this bug, and I don't care because the rest of the game is so fantastic, especially compared to other turn-based strategy games I've played of this sort. Like, trying to play Masters of Magic? Nah. The AI cheats unbelievably much in that game. I tried recording Masters of Magic. I was like, well, maybe my viewers would like to watch that instead of this game. I couldn't stand it. I have no clue why I even played that game way back when. I think nostalgia and rose-tinted glasses made me think I would like that game again. No, I don't like Masters of Magic. I don't like playing against an AI that doesn't pay for any upkeep, summons units without having to cast any, that uses no mana. It's just terrible, absolutely horribly broken. This game, even with the hyper-leveling bug, still beats that one, in my opinion. But I'm going to apologize, everyone. I'm going all over the place here. But with this bug, I just don't find it fun. I don't find it fun. And in the end, I would just have to build very specific buildings, do very specific things, and you don't need me to do that. There's at least, I think, one other YouTuber out there who's currently playing through the campaign. You can watch him do those things. And that's fine. I have no interest in playing the game a very particular way just to say I beat it. I'd rather cheat and do it. It'll save me many hours just to cheat. And I don't want to play the game and beat it with cheating. I don't want to play the game and beat it by abusing the AI and how it works. I'd just rather stop and say it was fun. I had a great time with Eador Genesis over the past year. I'm glad you guys liked it as well. If you want to play a multiplayer game against yourself, it's wonderful. Absolutely a wonderful game. Single player game against yourself, basically. But against the AI, against the campaign, can't recommend it. Nah, it's such a shame. Such a shame. So, I think we should wrap it up here, everyone. And if the developers or modders ever fix this glitch, that's fantastic. Then we'll be right back to pick up where we left off. I will be back in the Astral if that happens, and we will reattempt this shard again. I do know that the modders for this, they released a new patch, but that patch is just text fixing. It's just descriptions or dialogue fixing. There is no balance changes. There's no AI alterations. This problem has not been altered. And from what I can tell as well, there's only one developer left on this mod, and he is horrifically overworked, from what I can tell. So I do not expect this bug to be fixed anytime soon. At the very least, I wouldn't expect a new version of New Horizons to come out until the summer of 2020. And even then, I think we'll have to be lucky. But I'm just basing that based on just my own opinion after reading the forums. No one said anything. Maybe tomorrow a new version of Eador Genesis will come out that fixes the hyper-leveling glitch. But until then, that will do it for us, everyone. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you had lots of fun. I need to find another turn-based strategy game to play, and I'm thinking I'll start uploading Armageddon Empires again for a little bit and show you guys what I do consider now, and I guess still has kept its crown as the best turn-based strategy game I have played. So, I'll see you guys over there, or I'll see you over here in the future if they fix this glitch. And I suppose I'll mention one last time, because no one has mentioned they want to watch it, which means that as far as I'm aware, they don't. If you want to watch me play a multiplayer game against myself, I can do that for you guys as well. That would give us more Eador Genesis, and we'd play a good, a neutral, and an evil aligned kingdom. But if you guys don't want to see that, that's fine too. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching. It's been a huge amount of fun. I really liked my time spent here. A shame in the end that this bug is going to make me throw in the towel. Hopefully they'll fix it. And when they do, or if they do, we'll be back. But until then, take care everyone. And thanks again for watching.